Hi there! Let's try this again. This is take 2. Why is this take 2? Because take 1 I did like 5 minutes of rambling before I realized that I hadn't started recording. Wacky! So, yeah. Anyways, I'm going to talk about the return of media. The return of my shows. Because, geek. And part of the reason I started this whole thing was because I wanted to talk about stuff that I would talk to my friends about if I, except for the fact that I, don't get to hang out with them as much. So this is the sort of thing we would talk about. I love a lot of shows. I'm not like a huge TV show watcher, but the shows I watch, I love. It's one of the advantages of doing this sort of media on-demand world is you only spend time on the stuff that you actually like. And the rest you can just kind of go, no, I'm not going to watch. I'm a little behind a lot of folks because my work schedule is such that I can't actually be watching shows at the same time that they're normally airing anyway. So there's that. But let me real quickly talk about 2 shows that I just caught up on. The premiere of Sleepy Hollow, which was great. It was loads of fun. So Sleepy Hollow's kind of got a similar vein. Not, please don't burn me at the stake. It's got a similar sort of sensibility to Doctor Who in a lot of ways. It's fantastical, impossible, kind of insane stuff going on, and tongue firmly in cheek, but everybody in the show plays it straight. So it's like they recognize that it's ridiculous and all the crazy things that are going on is nuts, and yet they still manage to make the show compelling and interesting. And there's a certain kind of genius to that. It's, there are a lot of dumb things on that show, but it's also kind of awesome. And it's just absolutely embracing the fact that they know it's crazy and just run with it. Just keep going. I love the cast. The first episode didn't have Orlando Jones in it, and that made me sad because I love the character he plays on that show. It's interesting to watch him not be comedic because he's a comedic actor. He's known for his comedy pieces, and he's playing a character that is very straight-laced, very much the straight man. He's a good actor. I like his character a lot. I like the whole cast, honestly. The makeup of the cast is great. John Noble is in this. The guy who used to play Walter on Fringe is in this, playing a villain. Spoilers if you haven't seen the first season. Yeah, it's amazing. Wow. I love that show. And the premiere of this season has an excellent setup. They resolved a bunch of stuff that happened at the end of the last season. They did it in a way that was interesting and well thought out, but not, well thought out is maybe not the right description. They did it in such a way that it was in keeping with the theme of the show. They didn't suddenly go, well, we're completely changing everything because this season is the second season. No, they knew what worked, and they kept to it, and I liked it. So, there's that. Now, they also had the premiere of Gotham, and I watched that. Now, the premiere of Gotham was interesting. I liked it. I did. There are a lot of things in it to like. I like the cast. I don't like some of the stuff. Some of the stuff is, some of the writing was a little rough around the edges. There was some dialogue bits that didn't seem to work. There were some little pieces here and there that, why is that there? But overall, I really enjoyed the first episode. I really enjoyed the pilot. I really love the actor who they have playing Alfred. Pertwee is a great actor, and he plays genre fairly regularly. His dad was one of the doctors, so that's not surprising. I like the actor playing Gordon. I kind of want him to... It's like the actor's still trying to find Gordon in there somewhere. He's not quite got it right, but he's close. You know, you can kind of get the impression that he can get there from here, but he's not there yet. I like Donald Logue playing Bullock. He does a great job playing Bullock. And all the sort of darkness of that character. I love that they had some of the classic GCPD characters show up. They're sort of rewriting the history a bit, but whatever. I like the characters. I'm glad they're there. The scene with Montoya and Barbara Keene was wow. That was actually probably one of the more interesting bits out of that, actually. I was surprised they went there. Fish Mooney is alright. I like the actress more than I like the character, if that makes any sense. Some of the things I'm not crazy about. I don't know. Ivy's weird, and I'm not really loving it. A couple of other things that are sort of there that I don't particularly... I don't hate, but they didn't wow me. I think the one thing I can say about the show as a negative is it didn't blow me away, and I wanted it to blow me away. I wanted it to just knock my socks off, blow me out of the water. It was alright. It's a decent setup for a show, and I'm looking forward to watching the rest of it. But it didn't knock my socks off. It didn't blow me out of the water. It didn't make me go, wow. But yeah, it's solid. I like the fact that it looks like a late 70s, early 80s kind of New York. It doesn't look like a modern New York. I guess. It looks like a cop show from the 70s, late 70s, early 80s, almost, in some regards. Or a movie like The French Connection or something like that. It's got that kind of scenery to it. That being said, there are a bunch of things I do like, and more things I like than I didn't. So I am hopeful that the rest of the season will just keep getting better. Then again, it's Fox, so they might cancel it like 3 episodes in, because reasons. It's Fox. God, I hate Fox. Still bitter about the whole Firefly thing, not gonna lie. So, those are the 2 shows of this season's new shows that I've seen, or new episodes of this season that I've seen. I am looking forward to watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's not posted on Hulu yet, so I'll have to watch that tomorrow, I guess, after work. And, the other shows that come along. Shows I'm looking forward to: The Return of Arrow, the premiere Flash. I'm looking forward to the return of the originals, because that was a fun show. I ended up liking that better than Vampire Diaries, and I'm surprised to say that I liked Vampire Diaries. I didn't expect that I would, and then I sat down and I watched a few episodes. After the first couple of episodes, the pacing gets really good, and the writing gets better and better and better, and you're like, okay, yeah, I'll watch a vampire show. And then they came to the originals, and what the originals does really well, what it makes me long for, is an old-fashioned Vampire the Masquerade game. It made me really long for the days of when I was playing in the cam. It gave me the sort of, this is the feel of a good vampire game. Vampires struggling with their own humanity and their own ethical boundaries, but sometimes they, toss that to the wind because their rage gets in their way. And, they've got werewolves that show up, and the werewolves are interesting and compelling, and the whole thing is just well done. And it's dark, and it loses a lot of the teeny bopper stuff that appears in Vampire Diaries, so it's just a better show. I don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed Vampire Diaries, but I really, when the originals hit, I was like, I don't know, spin-offs, they don't always do that great. But I watched it, and it was good, and it kept getting better. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to Blacklist, which I don't know when that one premieres, but it's soon. It's another one where I didn't think I'd like it at the first, and then I really began to love it by the end. A bunch of other shows that are coming along that I'm really looking forward to. What shows are you watching? Let me know. What shows are making you like, yeah, I'm ready for this one to start, or yeah, I'm waiting for this one to, come back. I'm really, Hannibal. I really want more Hannibal. Yes, I know. I may be alone in that. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up and go to bed because I have to be at work tomorrow. Subscribe, like, share with all the peoples. I will probably still talk about shows for a little bit while the new seasons begin, but don't worry, there'll be gaming stuff too. Don't worry, I'll bring it back to the gaming fairly often, because nerd. Just saying. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. See ya.